Are you wondering how it is like to study at a university in Germany? I studied at a university in Germany for 2 years for my master's degree. In this video, I'm going to tell you how it is like to study at a university in Germany. Some of these things were quite shocking for me because it was so different from my home university in Hong Kong. All the things I'm going to tell you today is based on my personal experience. So let's start. Hello, my name is Cindy. I'm from My Life in Germany. On my website, you can find all the information you need about studying, working, and living in Germany. So, before we start to talk about how it is like to study at a university in Germany, you need to know that there are 3 types of university in Germany. The first type is the normal university. The second type is the University of Applied Science, or Fachhochschule in German. Both the normal university and the University of Applied Science are free to study, so you don't have to pay any tuition fees. The main difference between these 2 types of universities is that the normal university focuses more on theory and the University of Applied Science focuses more on practice. So if you want to do a PhD in the future, it's better for you to study at a normal university. If you want to develop more practical skills, then University of Applied Science may be better for you. You will have a lot of chances to practice the theory that you learned. The third type of university is the private university. Private university is only 10% of all the universities in Germany, and they are not free to study. So you will have to pay tuition fees. I personally studied my master's degree at the University of Applied Science, and I have a business management degree. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my experience of studying at the University of Applied Science in Germany. If you study at a normal university in Germany, your experience may be a little bit different. But I just want to share with you how it's like for me based on my personal experience. So let's start. The first thing I feel about studying at a university in Germany is that it's very practice-oriented. So during my study, I have 4 semesters in total. For the first 2 semesters, I had to attend lectures in the university. And the third semester, it was an internship semester, and my last semester, it was a thesis semester. During the first 2 semesters, I had to do a lot of projects, and these are not just projects internally inside the university, but it's also projects that I had to work in an external company outside of my university. For example, one of my projects, I had done it with 3 other students at a real estate company in Germany. So what we had to do is that the company wanted to know if they should expand their business in other countries such as China or Russia. So we had to work at the office every week inside the company, and we did a lot of research. At the end of the project, we present our solution to the management, and we told them why they should or should not expand to certain countries. I really like this kind of projects because it was so interesting and so practical. And this experience was very helpful for me to find my job later on after my graduation. The second thing about studying at a university in Germany is that it is very common for the students to have an internship semester. Sometimes it is voluntary for the student to do an internship, but sometimes it is a requirement. So you have to do an internship semester before you can graduate. In my case, because I studied at the University of Applied Science, which has a lot of focus on practice, I had to do an internship semester in order to graduate. So I did my internship in my 3rd semester, and I even got a job offer at the same company afterwards. So doing an internship gives you a better chance to find a job in the future after you graduate. The next thing I want to talk about is the class size. In my University of Applied Science, we had a very small class size, and the whole class was only 16 students. It was for me very shocking to see such a small class size, because when I studied in Hong Kong in the past, the class size was always very big. There could be a few hundred students in the same lecture. In Germany, it really depends on your subject and also your university. If you study at a normal university in Germany, it can also happen that you have 100 students in the same lecture. But for me, because I was in a university of applied science, the class size was really small. And I really liked the small class size because we were only 16 people and we were really close with each other. Besides, we had a very close relationship with our professor because of that. The next thing is about the students. I studied at the University of Applied Science and my whole program was 100% in English. So we were 16 people in total and 7 of us are not from Germany. It was a really interesting experience for me because I got to know many students from other countries, for example, from the US, from Russia, from Egypt, and so on. So I got to learn about their culture and the different ways of working. The next thing is about the style of the lecture. In Hong Kong, only the professor is talking. Normally during the class, nobody will say anything or ask any questions to the professor. Actually, some of the students in Hong Kong were even sleeping in the class. So there were only one-way communication. In Germany, it is totally different. So in the lecture, nobody was sleeping. I have never ever seen anyone sleeping in the lecture in Germany. People were very active, they participated and they asked a lot of questions. They may even challenge the professor when he was talking. I was so shocked to see this because I have never seen something like that before in Hong Kong. The next point has something to do with the German culture. We all know that German people do not like to break the rules. And this is the same for the German students. To give you an example, in Hong Kong, the students were much more flexible. So for example, in some lectures, the students have to sign an attendance sheet when they go to the class. And what happened is that sometimes if a student didn't go to the class, they would just ask their classmate to sign for them. And it was quite common to do so. In Germany, people take signatures very seriously. Nobody will ever sign for someone else. They will only sign for their own. The German students in the class were also much more disciplined and they did not like to break any rules. Now, let's talk about the grading system in Germany. The first time when I saw my grade in Germany, I had no idea what it meant. It was a number from 1 to 5. And I think I got something like 3 or 4. And I was like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Because in Hong Kong, it's always better when you have a higher mark. So I thought that 5 must be the best and 1 must be the worst. It was only after a while I figured out that in Germany, it is the opposite. So 1 is the best and 5 is the worst. So next time when you see your grade, don't be confused. My next point is about the studying environment in Germany. When I studied at a university in Germany, there was no curving system. It means that if everybody was doing great, then everybody could get a grade 1, which is the best grade. It was very different than in Hong Kong, because when I studied in Hong Kong, there was always a curving system. It means that only certain percentage of students could get the best grading, which is an A. And the percentage was set before. So in every class, there were always students getting a good grade and always students who were getting a bad grade. And this curving system in Hong Kong creates a lot of competition among the students. Some students might not want other students to perform good because they were ranking against each other. That was very unhealthy. In Germany, the studying environment was very different for me. The students were really helpful to each other. They try to help each other out. For example, if a student found a good reading material which might be helpful for the exam, he would share it with the whole class so that everybody could do great in the exam. Another typical thing about studying at a university in Germany is the thesis semester. Every degree in Germany has a thesis semester in the end. You can choose to write the thesis by yourself or you could write it with a company. In my case, I did my thesis with a company. I like it because I think it's more practical and in the end, I actually got a job offer from the same company. So if you want to work in Germany after you graduate, it can be a good idea to write your thesis with a company. So these are the 9 things you need to know about studying at a university in Germany. Keep in mind that these are just my personal experience. You may have other experience based on your university and your field of studies. I just wanted to share with you how it was like for me when studying at a university in Germany. Are you studying at a German university right now? Do you have the same experience like me? Leave a comment below and let me know. If you have any questions, you can also write it in the comment section. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a great day. Cheers!